The final whistle blew at the Wolves game at the Bridge, where we lost 2-4 in the last game. Pochettino looked like an absolute lost man on the sideline, and in the post-match interview he was apologizing for the performance. He was apologizing for the fans. The fans were getting toxic. They were heard very loud with all types of chanting. Roman Abramovich as an example. They were booing off the players. It was getting real toxic. And I mean, if things, doesn't change, if the performance and wrestle doesn't change, like if we see another performance, another loss like this now tomorrow against Aston Villa in the FA Cup game, and then we got Crystal Palace later in Premier League, things will just get worse. Things will get ugly. And you might be thinking it's wrong that Chelsea fans is toxic. I mean, fans want to defend their club. They want to defend what we had built upon before these owners took over. Everything has been taken away for us. Everything has been ripped apart. Like, these owners has killed the football club. Totally. From top to bottom. And we also failing on the pitch. Poch can't have a system. He can't have a tactical imprint in this team. And it has gone 7 months. It just takes one brain cell to understand that it's not good enough. This is not acceptable at any club. You're even seeing Strasbourg fans protesting against the owners. You know what? We are not even Chelsea anymore. We are Blue Co. I'm gonna write in my title Blue Co versus Aston Villa, because that is what it actually is. This is not Chelsea. And it's just crazy that more and more fans now is starting to lose their grip. They're losing patience. And many fans is feeling disconnected. The passion has been sucked out. We're feeling depressed because we have to witness this type of performance every other game. We have to see players not playing for the badge. We have to see a manager that doesn't have a tactical system in place. We have to see our owners, sporting directors doing all kinds of crazy stuff that no one else does in other elite clubs. The fans have had enough. And if it continues, if things doesn't change, it will get ugly. The fans will be heard louder and louder. It could get real toxic. And as I said, there's nothing wrong about it, because the fans want to protect what had been built up here for many, many, many years. You're seeing both men and women that are around 50, 60 years old. They have seen more of the Chelsea history than I have done, and they saying that they have never seen anything like this. And you also know that the rival fans were warning us. They thought that this idea of signing young players on long contracts was absolutely ridiculous. And now in hindsight, Chelsea fans understand it now. We understand it. We absolutely understand it. I mean, you always want to be optimistic by trying new stuff, but these owners had an idea that was so extreme. So extreme. And they are holding in the key. They are the one that is able to change this. They get rid of the sporting directors. They got rid of some other staff like Joe Shields, etc. What role they now have. They're getting rid of Pochettino. They get a real elite sporting technical director and a manager that has a clear idea. And it's not a yes man, that has a clear plan on how he wants to play and will suit these guys. Even though there has been a slight tweet that Pochettino may be going to change formation, and he will of course be the manager still. He will get a chance in a few more games probably. You know, even though we changed something, even though I would like him to try something new, you know, it's going far beyond tactics at this point. You know, Chelsea has had a certain culture where we like to sacrifice. We have players sacrifice out there on the pitch for the badge. You know, that is completely wrong. Gone. No, there's maybe not a single player, you know, fighting for the badge out there except Thiago Silva, Conor Gallagher, you know. Palmer got talents, we have a world-class player in Nkunku. But the rest? What about the rest, you know? So, you know, I'm going to make a predicted lineup in this video, you know, for the sake of it, how it could look like in this new formation. And I'll give you my thoughts and opinions around it. But as we know, it just goes beyond tactics at this point. And I have no belief in Pochettino turning it around. I mean, there have been so many tweets, you know, so many updates and news around Chelsea coming left, right and center that is being leaked at Twitter. You know, all kinds of stuff. If I'm going to go through all of that, we will have to sit all night. But I can give you a few examples before we're getting into the predicted lineup. Said this: when the expectation is different to the reality, it's difficult. When we lost to Liverpool, it was massive fail. Chelsea are so bad. When Liverpool lost to Arsenal, I heard nothing. It was a similar result. But the difference is that Liverpool still has a proper system and tactics in place. They are top of the table. They're still top of the table, you know. They faced a big six teams. That can happen. And you know, best believe that Klopp will not accept that, and he will demand even more from his player in the next game, and they will show a reaction to that loss. You know, Pochettino plays, just don't compare with Jurgen Klopp or Liverpool. Things here from Max, London first. Mauricio Pochettino has held a meeting with the players discussing some basic standards that need to be met. But why didn't he discuss that from the beginning? You know? And also that it is a potential to change the system, as Nisark and Stella called. Players thought to have had that chance of an input into what they thought about a system change. But if I'm a player and the manager comes and asks me, what do you think? Should we switch formation? You know, I would just stop believing in this man instantly. He is the gaffer and he needs to have the authority and he needs to come with the sort of belief or the tactical instruction idea. So we players will listen and believe in him. Like, why ask the players? I mean, they are not the manager. You are the manager. So, I mean, all of this has been tweeted today and going around. Like, I can't tell you how true it is. Maybe there is some journalists just want to get clicks. But one thing is for sure. Things are not good behind the scenes. Things are not good in the dressing room, because otherwise you wouldn't see this type of performance out on the pitch. You wouldn't see this type of expression, facial expression, and body language from the players. You wouldn't see these excuses and somewhat lies from Pochettino in the press conferences. You wouldn't see Thiago Silva's wife, Bel Silva, posting on Twitter, "You gotta change before it's too late." So my predicted lineup, I would change the 3-4-2 or 3-4-3, because there has been rumors we could look to go with 3 at the back, which could be a last chance for Pochettino to turn the fortunes. We got Petrovic in goal. As centre backs, I would go with the Sassi, Thiago Silva and Bariashile, since Colwell is apparently out injured. It will mean Thiago Silva will be more protected, as Thomas Tuchel used him there in the middle, and he doesn't have the pace to be running out wide. He can be the one defending inside the box, sweeping the balls up, etc., and be the ball playing defender in the middle. As wingbacks, we got Malo Gusto and Ben Chilwell. And when you're using wingbacks, you can use similar tactics, for example, how Antonio Conte used to do. He likes to overload or focus on one side, and then he makes a switch ball to the other side where the wingback will be 1 versus 1. And then there will be tons of space to put in low driven crosses, high crosses, finding runs inside the box. Outside the box, there will be players. The wingback can take a shot, etc. So utilizing wingbacks can maybe lift the pressure for Gusto and Chilwell when it comes to defending, because they have been awful in the defense lately. I don't believe it's solely down to them. It's also how we set up on the Pochettino, how we're going to defend, etc. In the midfield, in terms of center mids, I will go with Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. Caicedo had a shocking game last game. It's unforgivable. You're gonna earn your spot back. You were just... I have no words. So Caicedo will have a little break. He will come off the bench, maybe. But he's gonna now prove himself that he deserves to be out there, because last game he was the worst out of those midfielders. Enzo Fernandez, in this game I will utilize him actually deeper in the build-up play. More like a Jorginho. Be the one to always be available in terms of passes. He's really good in terms of making passes out wide through the middle. Very good at positioning himself in the build-up play, etc. Conor Gallagher will be the sort of N'Golo Kanté type player next, and just protect. Be the ball winning midfielder and also join the attack when we have the chance to do so. And also why I'm starting Gallagher, because I know he's a guy that's fighting for the Chelsea badge to 120% and will give everything out there. There is things he has to improve upon too, of course. And our front three, my front three will be Cole Palmer and Nkunku as offensive 10s or wingers, whatever you want to call it. And Jackson will be up front for me. You know, Nkunku is used to play this type of formation on the Nagelsmann in Leipzig, and he usually operated as that left cam. So I'm fully confident in Nkunku in the system. We have now the possibility to defend deeper, soak up pressure, get the basics right, defend really well, and make it difficult for Aston Villa to find opportunities. Then when we're winning possession, we try and go on counter-attacks. I think that could make it easier for us for the current moment. Now, if we're going down, of course, we can't just sit in a low block. And then in the second half, we can try to be more offensive, of course. Some players isn't performing. Don't be afraid to take in some academy guys. Like, bring on Gilchrist if you have to. Bring on David Washington. Some other guys from the academy that might be on the bench. Just do that. Give them an opportunity. If you want to bring in Casadei, Conor Chukwuemeka, do that as well. I could honestly start Chukwuemeka as well, you know, but I'm not sure if he's ready to play full 90 minutes. But he's a good option too. And let's say if we're leading 1-0, 2-0, and in the second half it's only 20 minutes left, and we're defending in a low block and trying to hit on counters. I would bring on Mihailo Mudryk and maybe Sterling then, because they got pace, and we're just gonna play on counterattacks and try to find them behind the back line. That's what I would do, and just simplify this game. So my score prediction, you know, I'm not convinced. It's very difficult to win away against Aston Villa, so I'm gonna guess it's going to end 1-1 again, and it will go to penalties, and it's going to be decided there. But I think Aston Villa is too strong at the moment. But yeah, so this is it for my match preview. Let me know what you would change. Or you still have any belief that Pochettino could turn it around? What would your score prediction be? Let me know that as well. And thank you so much for watching. See you for the match review after.